Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are not new here, you may notice that the background looks a little bit different. I did in fact rearrange my room. I am obsessed with this setup. Obviously you clicked on this video so you know what it's about. The 25 books I want to read in 2025. So the three categories that the 25 books fall under are new releases, series I'm in the middle of, and then my physical TBR. So obviously in 2025 I would love to get through majority of my physical TBR. Will that happen? Probably not, but this is just the immediate list. First, we have these two, which is Love Theoretically and Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I recently read Love Hypothesis by her, and I also read Bride by her, but I haven't read these two, and they've been sitting on my shelf for a bit, and I loved Love Hypothesis so much. I read it in my 24-hour reading vlog, and I was obsessed. So I do definitely want to get into these very soon, but definitely in 2025. And then we have Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I have read, you can't see them, but Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer by her. But I have yet to read this. I got this from the bargain section at Books A Million for like $4. I tried starting this. I guess I didn't mark the page down, but I did read about 100 pages of this and I just couldn't get into it. I do definitely want to read this book because I love Abby Jimenez's writing. I just was not in the mood for a romance at the time. I definitely want to finish this in 2025. Carrie Soto is back. I would love to read in 2025. Don't know if I'm a big TGR person, which is totally fine. I do understand why people love her. I just don't know if it's my style. This is one of her most popular books, if not her most popular book besides Daisy Jones and the Six. People rave about this book and I picked it over a year ago. Obviously, I haven't read it, so I would love to actually read this in 2025 because it's not really long. How long is this? Literally 360 pages. So hopefully I'll be able to get into that. My Oxford Year by Julia Wellen. I did start this book a bit ago and I soft DNF'd it as well. I feel like I got maybe like 70 pages in, but this fall I am traveling to the UK with my family, and so I would love to read this book like right before we go. I will definitely be reading this book solely because I will be traveling to England. So next up we have all of the fantasy books on my physical TBR that are on my top list for what I'd like to read this year. Starting off, we have Legendborn. Yes, the sticker is still on it. I tried taking it off and it just was ripping off, so she's staying there for now. This book has gotten, I'd say, a decent amount of hype for a bit, but recently it's been kind of recirculating a little bit. I would say this is getting more circulation on Book Talk, but I did in fact delete TikTok once the ban went into place, and then the next day, not even 12 hours later, it came back, and so now I can't go back on TikTok. So this is just getting a lot of circulation in the book community. I don't even know what it's about. It's a YA fantasy, but a lot of people that I have similar tastes to have really enjoyed this book, so I definitely want to read that this year. Next up, we have Jade City by Fonda Lee. I've had this book since my birthday back in March when Jake took me to Barnes and let me pick out whatever books I wanted to get, and this was one of them, and I haven't read it, unfortunately. I don't know why I haven't, truthfully. I think it's because of the size of it, but it's not like, it's like 500 pages. It's not even 500 pages. Why does this look massive? Huh. I thought it was easily 600 plus. Interesting. With that being said, I have read some thick books, okay? I don't know why that is making me not read this, but who knows? I just haven't felt the need to pick this up yet, so I definitely just need to read it. And next up, we have An Ember in the Ashes. I just got this book like 2-3 weeks ago, and I just really want to get into this series like really bad. Also, this cover is one of my favorite covers ever. I think it's because of the colors. I have just been really wanting to get into series recently and to feel something. I just absolutely love fantasy series, and this one has at least 4 books in it, I think. So yeah, I definitely want to read this book. And next we have Renegades. So this one is a superhero fantasy, I think it's like a dystopian. All of the people that I've seen talk about this just say that it's super fun and everyone just has a great time while reading it. So I am very intrigued on reading this. I just haven't felt an urge to read a superhero dystopian fantasy. I don't even know what it is, if I'm being completely honest. This series just seems like a lot of fun. Again, I just haven't been in the mood for it, but I definitely want to get to it this year. And the last books on my physical TBR that I'd like to read in 2025 are books that I've been putting off for a minute, okay? A minute. I just find them, I don't know why, intimidating, and I'm scared that I won't like it as much as everybody else. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I just haven't read them and I've been putting them off for probably over a year. Starting off, we have The Poppy War. If you guys are a returning viewer, you know that this has been on my monthly TBR for the past like 2 months, 3 months maybe. And I've had this since, I think also my birthday. I think I also got this on my birthday. I'm just terrified is the best way to put it. Terrified. Someone convinced me to read these last 3 books because I don't know what it is. Something inside of me is terrified. And then we have Babel by the same author. And again, terrified it won't live up to the hype. I have no reasonings as to why I won't read it. I'm also scared that I'm just like too stupid for these books. Especially this book, because this book is very outside of my comfort zone. So yeah, this is another one that I want to read before going to England though, because it is based in Oxford. I will definitely be reading that this year because I do want to read this before going to England. Any books that I have based in the UK, I will be reading. Send your recommendations my way if you have any, okay? Last but certainly not least is a book that I've been putting off for a very long time, and that is Six of Crows. I've had so many people tell me that I need to read it and that it's like one of their favorite books and all of this stuff, but I just haven't because 1, I just haven't wanted to pick it up, and 2, I'm scared. The YA fantasy that's based on like a heist. I heard that the found family in this book is just unmatched. So I've heard great things about it. I just haven't wanted to pick it up, okay? This is the last but certainly not least book that I'd like to read in 2025 that is on my physical TV. Those books are 12 out of the 25 that I'd like to read this year. And now I'm gonna be moving on to continuing series. Now there aren't a lot of series that I need to finish necessarily because a lot of the series that I'm in the middle of, the next books just haven't been released. And if they're being released this year, they're going to be under my new releases category. But there are a couple series that I'd like to finish / continue this year. And one of them is the Prison Healer trilogy. I am on the last book, and that is Blood Trader. This series is taking over my entire life. I am obsessed with this series. I just don't have the 3rd book, and I'm not letting myself buy books right now because I have other books that I need to read. So I will eventually be reading that book very, very soon. I just don't have it in my physical possession. And then we have the Flesh and Fire series. Yeah, Flesh and Fire, that's what it's called. So it's the series that is a prequel to the From Blood and Ash series. I have read all of the Blood and Ash books, but I didn't know that there was a reading order, and so I didn't read any of the prequel books. You go back and forth between the series. So I have yet to start the Flesh and Fire. I'm continuing the Blood and Ash series because it's the same thing in my head. I have the 2nd book because I found this at a thrift store. So this is one of them, but there is 4 books that are out right now. I love the Blood and Ash world so much, and I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. So those are all of the series I'd like to continue. Now it's time to talk about the best part of this video, and that is the books that are releasing in 2025. I am so excited. We have some amazing releases this year, okay? I am so excited. Starting off strong, we have Onyx Storm, which comes out tomorrow. Yeah, today's Monday. Oh my god, it comes out tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I'm so excited. I currently have 100 pages left of Iron Flame because I reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame before Onyx Storm came out, and I am so excited. I'm gonna be doing a reading vlog of me reading Onyx Storm, and I am so excited. And then we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Anytime Emily drops, I will be there, okay? She is an auto-buy author immediately. She's my favorite romance, contemporary romance, whatever you'd call it, author. I am just absolutely obsessed with her and her writing, and I'm so excited for this book. The cover looks beautiful, but I do know that Emily Henry did say that if there was one song to describe this book, it would be The Last Great American Dynasty by Taylor Swift. So that's enough to get me excited. And then we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I am so excited. I've seen a couple of people get the arc of this book and say that it is her most emotional book and her deepest book, I guess you could say. And that's the one thing that I do really, really love about Abby Jimenez's books, is that there's always something just a little bit more serious and a little bit deeper to where it makes the romance feel more real almost. like it just feels more like it would in real life compared to some romance books where it's all fun and fluffy, which I do love. But Abby Jimenez's books definitely feel like a true real relationship and real characters. So I'm so excited for this book. And then we have Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the last book in the Powerless series. I do think she might release a novella before this book, but she also might release it after. I don't know, but I know that there should be another novella in there. But I don't care what anybody says. I love this series so much. I absolutely loved Powerless when I first read it, and I am so excited to finish off this series. I love Kai and Peyton, and I don't care. I love it so much. And then we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Shockingly enough, this is on my list because I am so excited for this book to come out. I have not read any of the Hunger Games books, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. I know that I need to. I just haven't. I've watched all of the movies probably at least 10 times. Like, I am obsessed with Hunger Games. I just haven't read the books, okay? Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Because I know that Haymitch's Games was the most insane games ever, and I just love Haymitch's character so much, so I'm so excited to get his backstory on it. But I am very excited for this book to come out. And then we have Rebel Witch. This is the second book in the Crimson Moth. I don't know if it's a duology or a trilogy. I don't know how many books are supposed to be in the series, but I'm very excited for this release because I feel like it'll be so good, because the first book was very interesting and I really liked her characters, but with the way that the first book left off, I am very intrigued to see where this is gonna go. And then we have A Ballad of Falling Dragons, and that is the second book in the When the Moon Hatched. I don't know if this is duology either. I don't know how many books are in this year. It is the second book in When the Moon Hatched. Now, when I read When the Moon Hatched, I wasn't obsessed with it at all, actually. I really liked the last like 200 pages, but before that, I didn't really like it. I do like the way that the storyline is going now, but I didn't really enjoy the first part of When the Moon Hatched, if I'm being completely honest. But I am excited for the second book, and I feel like it'll be really good. And then last but certainly not least, we have Wild Side by Elsie Silver. I think, honestly, my top 3 romance authors: Emily Henry, Abby Jimenez, Elsie Silver. But I am obsessed with the Rose Hill series. I think I might like it even more than the Chestnut Springs series. I loved Wild Eyes. Loved Wild Eyes. I loved Wild Love. I didn't think that any book in the series would top it. And then Wild Eyes came out and I became utterly obsessed. It is one of my favorite romances. So good. So I am so excited for this book because this entire series is about single dads. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited. So those are all 25 books I'd like to read in 2025. I would love to know if your 2025 TBR looks any similar to mine and what your thoughts are on these books I have not read yet, because I would love to hear them and I would love to be convinced to read the first 12 books that I listed in this video, okay? Because getting through my physical TBR is actual torture. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep an eye out for my Onyx Storm reading vlog. I think I'm gonna make it part spoiler free. So I think the first part is going to be full non-spoiler, and I'm gonna include a section of full spoilers just to kind of accommodate everybody, because I do want to chat about this book whenever I finish, but I also don't want to spoil anything for anybody. And if you haven't read it yet, I would love for you guys to see my reactions to this book. Okay, because I know they're gonna be insane. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.